What's up, guys? MD Online editor Ron Harris here. My good buddy up in Montreal, Canada, Gregory Release, IFBB Pro, just forwarded a post from Tyler Mang that he made on Instagram with some very exciting news for the classic physique division and fans of the division. The weights have been increased. This is the third time since the division began in 2016 that it's been done. The first couple times were done in the first couple of years and then never moved again. It was like 5 pounds were added, 5 pounds were added, and then it was left alone for a few years. And a lot of people have been wondering, is it ever going to change or the weight's ever going to go up? And Tyler responded with that today, and it's actually going to take effect this weekend at the Tampa Pro and at any NPC shows. Weights for amateur and professional classic physique have changed. The weights have been posted supposedly on ifbbpro.com, npcnewsonline.com. I was looking, I couldn't find them. I took a screenshot of the IG post with a picture next to Tyler, and I wrote down the new weights. So the reason that this was implemented was mainly because the guys who were a little shorter were at a big disadvantage because they only had a few pounds between weights, weight divisions for your height. And the taller guys had much larger weight gaps. So they were at an advantage. They could be heavier basically. So now they're trying to even the playing field. I'm just going to read it real quick. So up to 5'4", so if you're anything up to and including 5'4", 177 pounds for a pro. Between 5'4" and 5'5", 182. Between 5'5" and 5'6", 187. Between 5'6" and 5'7", you can be 192. Between 5'7" and 5'8", 197. Between 5'8" and 5'9", 204. Between 5'9" and 5'10", 212. Between 5'10", 11, 219. Between 5'11 and 6 foot, 227. 6 foot to 6'1", 234. 6'1 to 6'2", which is, I believe, where four-time champ Chris Bumstead falls. 242 now he can be. So they didn't move the taller guys' weights much at all. It's the shorter guys who actually got more weight added statistically. It worked out better for them. 6'2 to 6'3", 249. 6'3 to 6'4", 256. 6'4 to 6'5", 263. I don't know who this is. How many of these guys are included? 6'5 to 6'6", 270. 6'6 to 6'7", 277. And if you're anything over 6'7", God love you, and you're in classic physique, you still can only be 284 pounds. This is going to take effect immediately this weekend at the Tampa Pro and all NPC shows. The new weights for the NPC are going to be exactly 10 pounds less than what they are for the pros. Exactly. So that makes the math easy for people like me who aren't math whizzes. So I'm under a 5'8". I'm between 5'7 and 5'8 right now. Wow, short kings out there. So my new weight, if I was competing in the NPC, would be 187, which is up from 182. So 5 pounds I would have got. 5 pounds is great. So the other concern was height cards. Are they going to measure the heights and keep a card so they don't have to measure these heights every time? They are going to do that. Tyler did mention that there have been instances where guys are cheating. They're trying to appear taller so they can get more weight. So they're going to take their height 3 different times, I don't know over what span of time, average those out. That's going to be their permanent height. And that's what they won't have to get their height. They're just going to have to worry about making a weight from that point on because their weight will be on record. It'll be on file. No need to keep seeing how tall these guys are. These are all grown-ass men. They're not growing anymore. They might be shrinking. We all shrink a little bit after, 30, 35 years old. You start coming down very gradually. But yeah, this is exciting news for people who've been saying these guys don't have enough weight caps. And I really do feel the guys who are a little shorter, the guys who are, say, under 5'9", they were at a disadvantage because their weights for every inch of height, it wasn't much. They didn't get much added every time you got an inch taller, but the taller guys were getting more and more. It was disproportionate. So very, very cool. Props to Tyler. Tyler's really doing a great job, guys, of being transparent, talking about why he places people where he does. He's been a very, very good vice president of the NPC and a head judge at a lot of these shows. He's accessible. He answers people's questions. So I'm going to answer some of your questions. Not to date bodybuilders. What the hell is this? Latest. Okay. Classic physique weights are raised. Let's see what you guys have to say. Why? Yeah, I mean, I didn't personally think they needed to be raised, but the athletes were demanding it. A lot of the fans were demanding it, and they gave the people what they wanted. Brent Kamal says, hilarious. No, Breon just left. What the F? Very cool. Alan says, well, Breon, I believe Breon was between 5'6" and 5'7". I think. Was he shorter than that? Still, he wants to be a 212, so Breon's all set. Whatever the new weight was, it wasn't going to be enough to keep him. Bum said, does it need to get any bigger? No. I mean, he was coming in at like 240 anyway. They only gave him an extra 2 pounds, I think it was. So the taller guys didn't really profit much from this. Bojan Petrovic, just to win C-Bum, he make money for all. Now, I mean, C-Bum's one of the ones who doesn't really get a much of a bonus out of this because he only got another 2 pounds from where he already had. It's the lighter guys, I think they're getting, between 5 and 8 pounds. A lot of these guys who are shorter, I shouldn't say lighter, a lot of the shorter guys, they're doing well. Bone said, doesn't need to. Let's see, that guy 6. Maybe Arash will come back. I know he had a tough time making 215. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe he's all set with whatever he does now. Fat boy Nino, holy snakes, that guy 5 wrong. What is the weight for 5'10 to 5'11"? So if you're a pro 5'10 to 5'11", you can be 219 pounds, 5'10 to 5'11". If you are an amateur in the NPC, you can be 209 between 5'10 and 5'11". What's up? Says myself, ding twee, ding twee. It's 7:30 a.m. Australian time. I'm in the gym training chest tries listening to you. God is good. Yeah, I knew that because my son was in Brisbane for almost 6 months, so I always knew what time it was in Australia. I could have looked at my clock here on the corner of the computer and said, it's 7:36 a.m. over in Brisbane. It's too early to call my son. He's still asleep. Let's see what else. We got anything else in the chat? Yeah. I really, I personally didn't think Classic needed any more weight added, and I hope this is the last time. I hope it does not change from here on in. This should be it. If the guys want to get any bigger than this, goodness gracious, just go to 212 or go to open. I mean, yeah. But, it's encouraging for a lot of the amateurs too. I mean, I'm already thinking, I know there's no way in hell I could get down to 182. 187 I would, for NPC, for over 50, they're not always the best at these national shows where you turn pro. Just food for thought, Ron. Food for thought for next year, maybe. 187, it would be very tough, but I think I could do it. I'm at around 217 now. I thought I was 212. But anyway, you guys got anything else to say? Yeah, this is good news. I for a lot of the people that were, I know some of these guys in Classic were considering leaving the division and probably wouldn't have been able to put on enough mass to be competitive in the open. So this would have been the end of some guys. I think some guys had left already, and maybe this will bring some of them back. Maybe this will entice more guys. Not like we need to entice more guys to go into Classic. Classic is stacked. Classic numbers. Very cool. I meant that's great news, but the timing is so bad. Well, I mean, I do find it odd that they're putting it into effect immediately instead of saying this is going to take effect, January 1st, 2024, something like that. Give people time. But if you're making people have to weigh less than what they were planning on weighing, you would have to give them advance notice. But now that they have a few extra pounds to play with, it's okay to spring this on them at the last minute because it's not like they were, oh no, how am I going to make weight? It's not like a situation where they reduced the weight, they added the weight. Do it, Ron. 187, here you go. Devin Welch, should they raise it 5 across the board? No, it's not. It's not like even numbers like that. It's different for every weight class. Like I said, it's supposed to be posted on ifbbpro.com, the new weights, and npcnewsonline.com. I looked real quick and I couldn't find it. But then again, those sites are a little tough to navigate, and I was in a rush. I want to get this done because I have to text somebody in about 20 minutes, and I don't want to miss doing that. But very cool. Ron, are you pro? Nope. Never even thought to ask. I've been watching you for years. Are you planning on trying to become pro? If the time's right. I mean, if it doesn't interfere with my work schedule and stuff like that, maybe. Not this year. Maybe next year. I'm already between 50 and 60. I'm turning 54 next month, September. So I'll be in the same age division for a few more years, regardless. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Who cares if I'm a pro or not? Nobody cares. Masterclass. Yeah, I would definitely be master's class. How much did they raise the weight? Joe Sweeney. Well, it's not like everybody got 5 pounds. It's not a situation where every height division, and there's, they have a division for, or they have different weight caps for every height. So up to 5'4", up to 5'5", 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", all the way up to 6'7". So what's that? 17. It's a lot of different weights based on your height. So they raised it. Everyone got more weight. The shorter guys did get a little more weight because they were, Tyler Mannion did express that he recognized that the taller guys were at an advantage because between inches in height for them, they were getting a lot more weight compared to the shorter guys. So it really wasn't, they were at an unfair disadvantage of being able to carry more weight. I mean, you know, a guy who's 6 foot to 6'1" can be 234. 20, 30 years ago, that was a very good open bodybuilder. You know, they're bigger now. They're obviously a lot bigger and heavier now, but that's a big guy. 6'1" to 6'2". So Bumstead being 240, now he can be 242. That's a big, 242 pounds shredded. That's a big dude. That's a big dude. You know, still has beautiful shape, tiny waist, tiny joints. Great physique. Lower height's got the most weight. Yeah. So, like I said, the full list for the weights is supposed to be on 2 different websites, NPC News Online and IFBBpro.com. IFBBpro.com is a good resource, guys, if you want to know the pro schedules. Every time there's a show, usually by Monday or Tuesday at the latest of that week, they'll have the competitor list posted on there on the homepage with the flyer for the contest. So great resource. It also has the judging, the score sheets. So whatever shows are happening this weekend, pro shows, go to IFBBpro.com. Sunday, Monday at the latest, and the score sheets are all up. I think they're usually up by Sunday, and you can check out the full scores for every division. So it's a good resource, IFBBpro.com, and of course NPC News Online. You already know about that. Different for every height. Yeah, lower height's got the most weight increases. So yeah, I'm trying to think of like Urs. So Urs Kalachinsky, this might keep him in classic because Urs put on a lot of weight. He was up to, I think it was 275, I think. And he is, I believe Urs is between 5'11 and 5'6. So if that's true, if I got the right height for him, his new weight cap would be 227, which I think he can make that. I don't think that's going to be an issue for him because, you know, these guys are really good at manipulating their weight and dropping water at the last minute to make weight. But yeah, I'm glad Tyler's doing a hell of a job. You know, he's responding to what the demands of the athletes, the fans. He's addressing issues that need to be addressed. I like the fact that he said guys have been cheating and trying to make themselves taller. And he said the other people weren't like slouching. And why would you slouch? You want to be if you're getting heighted and you have to make a weight, you want to be as tall as possible so you get as much weight as possible. If you're slouching, you might screw yourself out of like 10 pounds or something. Or 6 to 8 pounds, something like that. So this is good news, I guess. You know, some people aren't going to be happy about it, but you know, like personally, I'm not upset about it, but I didn't think they needed to do anything with Classic and the weights. I thought they were fine where they were, reasonable. But here we go. This is where it's at. All the weights are up. Yeah. So like I said, and it's for the amateurs too. And the crazy thing is it's taking effect this weekend. A few days from now, all the guys who are doing Classic in Tampa can now be a little heavier than they planned on being. No problem. All the amateurs who are doing all the NPC shows this weekend, they can be a little heavier too. So yeah, awesome. I mean, it's good news for a lot of people who maybe they were just a few pounds away from that weight. They could not get to that particular weight. Maybe they dieted down to like the lowest possible body fat, dropped all the water possible, and they were still like 4 pounds over the weight for their height. Now those people, they're all set. They can make weight without issues now. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing, guys. And let me know what you think in the comments. Did you think it needed to change? Are you happy about this? Are you upset about this? Do you think this is the last time the weight should be changed? Or do they need to keep making it bigger so these guys can be exactly as big as the open? Or maybe just take away the weight limits completely and just judge them on how they look. And if they don't have a really good class of physique, they don't win. That's another thing. Food for thought. Wayne Aranz, it absolutely need to change. Victor, out of the top 3, who gains the most benefits? C-Bum, Ramondino, or Urs? Probably Urs, because Urs had put on a bunch of new muscle, and it was likely he was going to have a tough time making weight this year. He never did before, but he's had a hell of an off season, packed on a lot of size. So yeah, it's bodybuilding, not body limiting. Well, I mean, that's true, Wayne, but if you want to have no limits, there's open bodybuilding. There's no limit there. You could be 1,000 pounds. You could be 1,000,000 pounds in open bodybuilding. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's unlimited. It's open. So it's, you know, it's not like these guys in Classic had no choice if they want to keep growing. There was always 212 bodybuilding. There was always open class. If somebody wanted to keep growing, getting heavier, they always had that option. So it's not like anyone was being, you know, restricted. As far as staying in Classic, they were, but that's on them. Can you advise about how much? I just tuned in. Yeah, so it's different for every height. Everyone's still fighting for second. C-Bum was even his weight cap on stage. Yeah, it can be heavier now. Yeah, C-Bum is very tough to beat. Yeah, Wayne, anytime people are trying to make weight in general, like I think we're going to see this in men's physique now if they have weight caps, it can be dangerous. It can be very dangerous because a lot of people will do crazy things at the last minute to drop anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds. I've seen people drop 20 pounds in like one day to make a weight for a show. You know, injectable Lasix, saunas, all kinds of starving, obviously they're not drinking anything. So good news for Ramon, yeah. So we'll see what happens, you know. I think 20 pounds, wow. Yeah. Yeah, he's put on a lot of weight. So, yeah, we'll see how this works out. I think a lot of Classic guys who have been struggling to make their weight and felt maybe they did look better, just a few pounds heavier, but they weren't allowed to be that weight. Now maybe we'll see a little more fullness out of these guys. You know, maybe we'll see better physiques out of some of those guys who were sacrificing a little bit of mass and a little bit of fullness to make that weight. Maybe now we're going to see better versions of a lot of those guys. So we'll see how this works out, you know. But props for Tyler. Again, you know, they didn't have to do anything. They could have left things exactly the way they were. Terrence Ruffin. Yeah, Terrence has never been, I don't think he's ever had a real issue making weight. But he has a little more weight. They all have a little more weight to play with now. I don't have a link, Armando. Sorry. I keep saying, because I couldn't find it. I was in a rush to get this up. But it's on ifbbpro.com, somewhere on that website. It's on NPC News Online, somewhere on that website. Yeah, if I could attach the picture here, I would. But if you go to Tyler Mannion's Instagram, if you can't find it there, Tyler Mannion does have it to the left of him the whole time he's talking. Like I screenshotted it, and that's how I just wrote down on some notebook paper the new weights. I'm very old school. Oh yeah, Terrence has a great physique. Anyway, guys, that's it. Just want to share the news with you. It's big news for Classic Physique fans, for Classic Physique athletes, both amateur and professional. And this goes into effect right now, this weekend. So you don't have to wait till next year to see how these guys look with a couple extra pounds, a few extra pounds. We're going to see it very, very soon. Exodi, I can't even pronounce this. I believe the shorter guys should have gotten the bump, but the taller athletes didn't need it. How can you compare C-Bum at 6'1", 240 versus 5'7", 192? That's why it's becoming a taller athlete's game. Well, how do you compare at the Olympia? Hadi's Chupan's like, and Derek, they're like 5'5". How do you compare them to Andrew Jacked, 6'2", Samson Dowda, 6? That's open bodybuilding. I know it's not exactly the same, but it's a similar concept. It's judging physiques. Yeah, taller guys, they draw the eye more. Like when Andrew Jack comes out, you're like, oh my God, he's 6'2". He literally is head and shoulders over most of the other guys in the lineup, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, that's it. Appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, turn on notifications, do all that good stuff. This has been Ron Harris, 4MD, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.